you got 1 week. I really do believe that. That goes out to, I know a couple of you subscribers are been hitting me up and stuff like that. We've been talking. Doug N, Kelly Mayhew, Callie Hansen, Rick McGyver. You've got 1 week. I believe people in areas like where you're at, Rick, where you're out there, where you're out there down there in Florida, I believe it's another bad spot. These hot temperatures and stuff like that. It's also breeding ground like the algae and the plumes and stuff that's happening down there. I've been to Florida. People are sick. When you figure these tropical areas are better, it's really no different. The problem is that they're populated with more sick people. They're using these places to put sick people. Okay, the recent years, it's all been planned out, guys. It's all been planned out. These sanctuary cities, these sanctuary states, what they're doing, do you know that they are injecting them with vaccinations as soon as they hit our country? Oh, we do this for free and we help you. They know what it is, man. Come on. Come on. They know what it is. They get here, they're like, we don't want it, we don't need it. Oh, we give that to you free of charge. Of course they do. And then what do they do? Send thousands and thousands of people. I don't care who you are, what it is. It's an infection. You heard that today on the show. The above ground world is going to get really hairy. If you've seen the series 100, we are going to be called the grounders. That's what I believe. We are the grounders. We're the ones that survive by our own means. We're the 1/4, 1/3 of the population that will survive. Okay, that will God either. I mean, it says it in the Bible. God blesses them and protects them. He'll protect his people. Israel will be protected. I guarantee you that. They made it through a Holocaust. They'll make it through this. This ain't nothing. Now, same thing going on right here. I believe that it's about to hit. Not just because they're telling us. I think it's going to hit harder than they're telling us. Because every situation we've ever been in, with Japan attacking, and look, that was plan two. They knew it was coming. They just didn't know when. It wasn't a matter of if. It was a matter of when. And when D-Day happened, what happened, folks? It was worse than they expected it to be. They didn't expect Japan to have any firepower. They didn't expect Japan to do any damage. But what did they do? They tore our mouths out. That's what happened. They tore our mouths out right at the heart of our naval command, period. They hit us hard. Now, regardless if people want to admit it or not, it was masterful. They didn't lose many people if we killed them off the game. And they destroyed the main, I mean, even still, a naval fleet is where we launch our missiles from. People don't understand this. And Russia's following us. Russia's keeping tabs on our satellite. They want to know what's going on. They want to know if we have the pandemic hit here yet. They're watching right now. I mean, we've got so much to worry about. These people want to take us over. We are the missing link for the global one world religion, one world currency, and one world united. We are the only country that is not on board with this. Every day it's more and more. Everybody wants a socialist society. It's ridiculous, you guys. The Philadelphia experiment was attempted to do what Jesus did, and chance figure mate people like a ghost. The story goes they were found halfway in and out of the ship's hull. Yepper. I'm telling you, that's why they want our guns. Look, I believe they want our guns because it's just another form to see how far they can go. I believe, I believe our guns are false. It's false protection. We need them. This is our only means of attack. Our only means to defend ourselves. And it's not against the government. It's against our own people. It's against the people that don't believe they should have guns and will come and do anything they can to stay alive. The savages that aren't reasonable, that aren't filled, It's from the evil ones, man. Straight demon-filled people. There's so many people that are possessed right now. I keep saying it. This is demonic rituals, and they keep playing it. They want our guns. They can't take our guns. You keep your guns, regardless if the laws are passed. Keep a gun. Who cares? Yeah, I'm saying it. Who cares? Keep a gun. Period. That what's going to happen is you ain't going to be able to get past bulletproof shields anyway. The thing is this: that's how you'll survive. You'll be able to hunt. You will have this. Yes, very demonic, and like I said, it's always worse than they say it is. Oh well, we didn't expect it to be that bad. D-Day tore the heart of America out. Yes, it did. Absolutely, it did. And so did every other war that we entered for either false reasons or for being attacked. But what is coming to America, folks, is going to be way bigger than they're putting it. Oh, it's not if, it's when, and when it comes. It's just a matter of how many people are going to be drastically and majorly infected. No. It's going to hit almost 80% of America. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, we are all immune compromised. The water we drink has fluoride in it. PFAS is in it. Plumbing systems for all major cities were installed in the 1920s. That was before Industrial Revolution, before all the toxic chemicals that they use at these plants, period. All these factories. There is no filtration system in the 20s that even knew about the stuff. This is how much stuff is in our body. That's if you don't drink water and you just take a bath, it gets into your pores. That's why you get dry skin, bumps on it, if you don't use lotion and properly take care of your skin. That's just one aspect. GMOs are in everything we eat. Just because it says no GMOs and guaranteed this, do you really trust these people? All right. Bill Gates, he's been out on his boat. I looked at that again. I was just on a wake up. And look, we was talking about Gates ain't here. He's out in the ocean. He is. And you know what? When a pandemic happens, guess what's not happening? Gas stations don't pump gas. Some power companies shut down. You won't have utilities in some areas. Most of our shelves will be empty and bare, just like we've seen in China. But he has a yacht, okay, that runs on hydrogen fuel because he knows that there will be no gas. He knows that he won't be going in and laying around anybody. Guys, these are your tell signs. Did you know Bezos? I had a subscriber notify me earlier. Bezos is out of the country. He's in New Zealand. Why? Wasn't he just working on this major operation of how our skin is our largest organ? I like that. But look, this whole problem, the head of his town's water department said he is very concerned about the level of PFAS in our water. Everybody is. They can't do nothing about it. They never break down. There's no filtering it. There's no cooking it out of it. It's just simply the systems that are in place. The only way to fix it is completely rip it up. Do you think they care about our health that much to spend billions of dollars to rip up plumbing all over the country? They're not going to do it. I'm sorry if you have that much faith in a government of men. Lean not on their understanding, on your understanding. Trust God. Okay, and trust me that I am telling you, God has been warning us. Okay, this is the wrath of God. This is what happened when men govern nations and do not properly care for people. They do not properly care about anything, and they worship Lucifer and the almighty dollar. This is what's coming. So they think they got you. They think they got us. There's going to be a day here in the next couple days, folks, within a week. You're going to go use your credit card. It's not going to work. You have 24 to 48 hours to get to wherever you are going to go. Get your wife, get your kids, whatever you have. You get to the place that you are going. Now, I say hunker down with a bug out bag. Bug out materials, but hunker down in place. You might be able to just weather this out. There might not be FEMA coming knocking on doors, but I doubt that's not going to happen. They're there if the wind blows wrong. If a flood happens, FEMA's there. They'll be there aftermath. But look, hunker down. You got 24 to 48 hours. When you swipe your card and you know you can't get funds, or you know they're limiting funds, once they set a curfew in place, you got 24 to 48 hours. After that, there will be no at-night moving unless you were doing it secretly or against the law. Shelves will be empty. You at that point, you're screwed anyway because you went to go get money and you didn't get it. So you better have materials by then. You need to do this now, tonight. Now's a good time. People aren't awake yet for the next day. I'm telling you guys, tomorrow we're going to hear another state. It's either going to be California statewide emergency or it's going to be another whatever. The numbers are not going down. They're increasing. And then the mortality rate, 80% of our country will be affected. That's what I believe. I say mark my words on that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I believe 80% of the United States will be infected. The only thing I worry about is 99% of us, there's a 99% saturation rate that we have the PFASs in the skies. This is what I'm worried about. And I've showed it to you over and over and over again. It's in the air we breathe. You don't think chemtrails exist? That's fine. Keep huffing and puffing and fighting and arguing with us about it. There's patents on it. They're reflecting the main source of light back away from us. And who cares about that? The truth is our air is contaminated. It has toxic metals in it, nanoparticles of metal that you breathe in that's worse than what's in the water. Okay, the same thing with that. It's got pathogens and red blood cells. How come every time kids go to school, they come home sick? Why is this the number one breeding ground for sickness?
Former FDA commissioner.
You're guaranteed. Everybody knows you get sick from your kid going to school. Why is that? Aren't our kids the healthiest? They're the young next generation.
Coronavirus outbreak.
It's not supposed to be that way.
He would advise resisting the temptation to buy the initial coronavirus.
And that's what I'm getting at.
Back on February 3rd.
That's why. We are the most immune compromised nation in the world. There used to be a saying, they called us the American Doughboys. We are the Doughboys. That's what they called us in World War I, World War II. We were the Doughboys. Why? Because we were fat, sloppy, and big. People of high fructose corn syrup, cocaine and Coca-Cola.
David, let me
It's
start
all
with
true,
you.
man.
Is the
They
market
really put
responding
cocaine and
appropriately to the
Coca-Cola.
concerns
They
of
really
the virus
use
spreading
fluoride in
around
the water
world and the
to
impact
help
it will
purify
have?
it.
So I think
Prozac
the
for
market
crazy
is,
all right? It's to help you be lulled to sleep. And even there's plenty of us that are awake. I know people that are awake that don't have enough food for 2 days. And I'm telling you now, there's going to be a lot of people that don't have it. And you're going to want to help. This is what I say. Trust in the Lord, and he will send you to the people that you are supposed to help, who will put them there in front of you. Someone that you're not supposed to help will be there taking from you. You will know the difference. Use discernment. So the day you use your card and it doesn't work, 24 to 48 hours, you need to get to where you're going. After you get to where you're going, hunker down. That's what I hope I get to do. Hunker down. Will they give us internet access? I don't know. They act like misinformation is just everywhere when they're the ones who are worried about if China's lying. That's what Ingram just said. Oh, the main thing I'm worried about is I think they were lying. No, is that you knew this was coming. She knew it was coming. Does she report that? No, they don't care. They know that they're safe and sound and cozy. They just spent $65 million on it. Okay, anyway, 24 to 40 hours to get where you're going. You get where you're going. After that, you need to avoid contact with major groups. They're going to cancel everything anyway. You won't have to worry about getting your kid to school. You won't have to worry about going to work. Save your money because you're not going to have work. You'll be lucky if you have a job after this is done, if the factory doesn't close, if they get parts from China. There's a lot of factories here in my local county. I bet people got the virus right now down here because the car parts for Toyota, this and that, and all the parts come from China. Anyway, you need to avoid money touching money. You need to keep your hands clean. You need to get masked. If you haven't got masked already, you will not be getting masked. I'm just letting you know that now. They will be gone by tomorrow. The people that are preparing are buying masks now. Okay. As soon as they run out of masks, they are not going to be producing them. We are not going to be like China. People going to work sick. It's not going to happen. We're not going to be like China. I'm telling you guys now. Most of the people in our country don't even like work. It's not happening. There will be nothing happening. There won't be stocking of the stores. More people are going to be a threat for clean water and these water pumps. If electricity goes out, that's the worst part because you won't have a water pump. There will be no hot water. There will be none of that. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I do know this: hunker down, stay there. You got 24 to 48 hours to get where you're going. You're not going to have to blow someone's brains out. You're not going to have to do or fight or do anything crazy at this point. What are they doing? Why this is going on? Because we know this is coming. I believe this is when they're going to sign some major executive orders. They're probably going to pass. They just got the USMCA deal done. We just made phase 1 with China. Then this happened. I believe that artificial intelligence is going to take over. It's already been at the capacity where it can. They want to get us on the Internet of Things, and not everybody's on it. They want the whole world connected. I believe that this is the plan to do that. They will then seize the roadways back and everything for public health safety. This coronavirus is going to be with us, guys. And just everybody stay vigilant. You got to stay strong in the Lord. It really is. This is the world we live in, and I hate to tell you this, but we just have failed, I guess you could say. I don't like saying that, but it really is. We have failed as a people, but God told us that this was going to happen. Our leaders have been deceiving us. We don't know the whole truth or why they're doing this to us. Yeah, toilet. The righteous as well as the wicked will suffer through, though. Sorry, I'm lagging behind. No, you're right, man. It is. I just don't understand. I really think they're going to do away with the money. The only way, if form you're going to have to pay with anything, stores are going to be shut down anyway. So you'd be lucky if you got that. But it's basically, if you got a neighbor, I would say, look, I'm worried about this whole pandemic thing. You know, if the power goes out, you guys got candles or food or whatever. Fill out your neighbors if you haven't already. But the main thing is supplies. If it goes on for 6-7 months, I don't know. You know, maybe we need more than 3 to 6 months of food. Maybe you need more than a year of food. I don't know. I just know that you got 24 to 48 hours to get where you're going. Because if you're not, what's going to happen is you're going to be stuck out there with too many people. And it's going to be spreading. And it's already been proved to be a biological weapon. That's the whole reason why I had Cottrell come on here. Dr. Paul Cottrell came on here without a doubt. The NIH that he had on the coronavirus, it is 3 viruses put together. Unquestionable. Without a doubt. You have people in India, scientists saying that. You have people in Canada saying that. And you have American scientists saying that. Peak Prosperity was probably the first scientist to say, get ready and watch out. Skywatch News didn't follow suit behind them. Kmart, I just noticed that your name was Kmart. They said to have 6 months of food and water months ago. They said to have 6 months to a year. Department of Homeland Security talking about grid failure last year. So what they have going on basically in our world, come out of her, my people, so that you do not share in her plagues. That's exactly what it is. 6 months of food supply is crazy if you think about it, because you still need the milk, eggs, butter, and soft supplies. The thing is this: milk, eggs, butter. You don't need that stuff. Butter is only one. It's like 2 parts away from being actual form chemical makeup of plastic. Freaking eggs. They're probably good raw as a protein drink or something, but it's really just cholesterol. And milk is a freaking carcinogen. So if you're getting milk, try almond milk or something. That's why I think they use to symbolize them pouring milk on them the baby killers. I mean, that's just what it is. Jesus Christ is the only way. That's your salvation right there. This is it. Okay? To have food and be prepared is everything. But say you're hearing my voice right now and you are not prepared. You don't have 3 to 6 months of food. Go do what you can. Try to get a hold of the free store food bank tomorrow before, I'm telling you, it will only be a week. And you're going to see, just like I said, you're going to hear a case here as we go for the next 10, 15 days. I said about 15 days ago. Remember? Did I not say that, guys? About 10 to 15 days ago, I said, look, for the next 10 to 15 days, you're going to hear about all this crazy crap. We're going to hear more cases and more cases. I know I said it. Then come back. This is what you're going to see. Now, you need to be prepared. Stock up to help yourself. You're going to see these emergencies. State of emergency is martial law in your area. They can close schools. They can close your job. They can close your banks. They can close your bank account personally. Just so you know that. The IRS don't need an emergency or nothing, and they can seize your personal bank account and stop every penny you have right now. So they don't need a national emergency, but that's what we're going to have. We're going to have probably another 5 more state of emergencies. If that, then it's going to be a national emergency in the United States. When the United States declares national emergency, at least 4 to 8 weeks of food, water, lots of clean water, ammo, lots of ammo and weapons, protection. Listen to my baby, guys. Candace knows what's up. Hey, brother, could you pray for our brother, Will? He is super ill right now, and he feels really bad. Hoping it's just flu, but there is a hot zone near his area. Thanks, brother and friends. Yes, Rip Curl. And his name is Will. Yes, we can. Yes, I will pray for Will. Also, there's just a lot of people, and that's what I want to do. Pray for Will. Can't say thank you so much. Love, JT is doing a great job and helping many, and that's what I hope. I hope I'm helping many. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, that's what we did. Prayers is what we need. Will Patriot, yes, very sick. Oh, man. See, that's what I don't want. I don't want people sick, man. This is what is about to happen, you guys. The hospitals are going to be overran. I suggest this. I hate saying this. I'm not going to a hospital. Unless you get bad enough to where you can't bear it no more, don't go to the hospital, because they're going to quarantine you. That's just what it is. Unless something miraculously happens, and when people start getting it and they're going into the hospital, they're saying go home and quarantine. I wouldn't go to the hospital, because now you're risking getting put in there with other people that have it. You could probably had made it at home fine. All right. Now, if you have kids and stuff like that, I see why you want to go to the hospital. That's like with me. But I'm not going to go to the hospital. I'll leave. I'll go stay somewhere else. We'll hunker down if I get sick or one of us gets sick. I mean, you just got to stay in touch. Also, you can do a lot of nifty things with your car battery. So everybody, if power does go out or anything like that, we've dealt with this in the hurricanes. You got car batteries. You can charge other batteries with other car batteries. All you need is wire. That's all you need. Preferably thick wire, like your little cell phone wires and stuff like that. They work, but they're not good. You need something that you can plug into an outlet or bigger. But you can use just a positive and negative. I mean, you can run a lot of stuff. You can run a toaster. You can run coffee pot. You can run a coffee pot. You just snip the thing into the wall, split the wire, and put it on your battery. Now you can run it. That works. Kmart may be eating lots of pop and candy will get you past the virus. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 8 to 10 gauge. We weren't able to link your card. Man, these people are ridiculous. Yeah. 6 gauge wire. There you go. Number 6. Got a John boat. What can you do with a car battery? You can run almost anything in your house on it. If you have, for example, you can also sometimes just take a table or something, put it up to where your fuse box is if there is no power. If you got power that goes out, sometimes you can just pull and with the car battery, run one of the fuses on your panel, on your breaker panel. If you got a husband or somebody knows how to do that. But if you don't, and you're all alone, and you want coffee, or you need something, instead of plugging it into the wall, you can chop the outlet, the male part off of it, split the wires, and stick it on the positive and the negative. You'll get it to work every single time. You just cut it off, split it. Most of them have the two different things that are like this. You just cut it off, split it like this, and then positive and negative. And then we ran coffee pot. We ran, that was the main thing. I live on coffee. But it's, tell you the truth, to survive, it's all right here. It's all mentally prepared and spiritually prepared. If you got God on your side, you'll always come out on top. Facts, folks, facts. I mean, I've been through it. I've told you, 3 weeks, no power. I went 2.5 of those weeks, no power. It's a long time, okay? It could be the same situation I'm about to go through again, but I got some experience under my belt. This ain't gonna be nothing. But there's a lot of people out there that can't live without a freaking cell phone. I take my cell phone from one of my stepkids, they'll lose their mind. All right, so the thing with this is just the power. EMP would destroy us. They say EMP within 30 days, 1 million people would be dead. I believe it, and that's even with all of the world helping try to keep them alive. It will. They just can't do it. But yes, we'll be praying for Will, and I also, before I get off here, I do want to say a prayer for all of us. But noble victory, especially in Colorado. It's been cold. And look, the thing is, as soon as this is over, as soon as this, let's just say it starts waving through, we've already got sick people here. The first U.S. military, they made a point then to say that today. Now our young, healthy troops are getting got. What do you think that means for you, ladies and gentlemen? Soldier just got hit. He's working out every day. He's eating what they feed him to stay well. You know, they don't want their soldiers dead. They take good care of our soldiers. They just mind control them, which is through traumatic experience. That's why they're always screaming in their face. That's why they're always, doing that. It's just a form of discipline, but it's monarch mind control. You use monarch mind control on your kids is a form that we've always used. Hey, what's up, Bernice? I have to go because I have to take care of my grandchildren, and it's 9:12 a.m. here. All right, well, thank you for tuning in, and God bless you. I ask that God be with you and your family through these trying times, and just lean on the Lord. This is where you get your strength from. Anything is possible through him who gives us strength. America is going to be the hot spot guy. The Middle East has been under it for years, but now it's our turn. Yep. The Watchmen, I couldn't have said it better myself. And also, just with everything, we're going to be the hot spot. We're rolling 5G out. There's already 18 smart cities as of 2016. There is over 30 smart cities now. That means they're running 5G. Those are the first ones that Verizon and AT&T, all of them with the 5G. You got T-Mobile with 5G now. They're all 5G ready. And we're not talking cell phones. I don't even think they make 5G phones. They're already running this stuff. I think that because our threshold's high. China's threshold on their EMF isn't as high as ours. So even if they did have 5G running on through their whole city, their threshold for EMF radiation, the RF radiation, is nothing to ours. It's wired. They use more wires. They use less bandwidth. They're shooting less rays on people. Ours is very deadly because our threshold's so high. Our threshold's so high that you will never be able to sue them for any electromagnetic damage you will take, unless you can prove that it was done without a warrant and someone was attacking you. But anyway, so what I want to get at is I want to end this out. That this is what I believe with the executive orders that were being called. Now the UN they're done hiring. They've been training since February 12th. So as of now, they've got about 13, 14 days of training in for the demobilization and reintegration and disarmament. They have done that. California is going to start shutting schools down. They're not telling people about the actual infected. So we do know that that's a problem. They're not telling people who's actually infected and what is going on. All right. So now FEMA proposes the martial law to contain the situation. Now I'm going to bring this back up, and then I'm going to bring up where the executive order was declared. Okay. When Chief of Staff did now this is what we need to go into right here. Now it's going to get deep again for a second, and then we'll get back. We'll get back to it, and then I want. But this is what's going on. This is what FEMA is even allowed to do. So acting FEMA director, which is Pete Gaynor, he's issued the solution to Trump. Trump, your solution is this: declare martial law and give us the power to take care of this. We have the power. As Xi Jinping, Gaynor told Trump, made the right move in imposing de facto state of martial law in Wuhan and other Chinese cities. He suggested that Trump instruct Washington Governor Jay Inslee to at once declare martial law and quarantine Snohomish County. What? Yes. The unidentified patient who is in his 30s and lives alone in Snohomish County was determined to have close contact with 16 people during his 5 days back in the U.S. before he received a diagnosis Monday for the contagious virus. Those 16 persons, Gaynor said, are potential carriers that could unwittingly infect an entire city or state or even a nation. How come they say that, but the other places aren't saying that? It's because we weren't supposed to see this. I honestly believe that. Here's the coronavirus, Middle East respiratory syndrome, severe symptoms, high fever, which is 104, pneumonia, the gastrointestinal issues, diarrhea. Now, this is what you will feel, and it sucks that we got to go over this. But if you get it and you feel like you've got the flu and it's just like the worst flu you've ever had, all right? So after 2 to 7 days, you develop a dry cough. If you have the flu and it feels like the worst flu you ever had, but you start feeling tightening in your throat, you start feeling like it's harder to cough, like you're coughing and coughing, but nothing comes up. It's harder to breathe. Your voice gets cracky and you feel like you're real dry. All right. Mild breathing difficulties. It's probably you're getting the coronavirus. Now, there could be a chance you're getting pneumonia or bronchitis because it is pretty cold out. But if you are hunkered down, you're most likely getting that. Now, the different thing is these gastrointestinal and diarrhea. Now, I don't know many people that have the diarrhea and gastrointestinal. Now, you vomit when you have the flu, but I don't know much about pooping diarrhea. I don't know many people that get the flu and have it. That's almost like food poisoning with a cough is what the coronavirus sounds like. To tell you the truth, this is only my second time looking at the symptoms. But there are 1,500 armed FEMA agents that are ready to descend on Snohomish County. That was in January 26th. The president told them, I think, that the plan was even bigger. That's what I believe. I believe they were told that the plan's going to be bigger. FEMA proposes martial law to contain coronavirus. Here it is, folks. We've already seen that. That's what we're reading is this article. Oh, my bad. Okay. Apex oxygen-infused silver products against viruses. Apex oxygen-infused silver successfully kills these things. Colloidal silver. We were told today that oxygen is good for you, good pure oxygen. You got oxygen tanks and you're able to use this, use it. It might help. But nano silver is supposed to be better than colloidal silver. Colloidal silver is better than no silver. But President Trump, our source said, raised an eyebrow and asked Gaynor what qualifications FEMA had to judge infected from non-infected persons. Gaynor's response, grant FEMA control of the CDC. Did you hear that? Do you guys see this? This is the most telling statement right here. Trump says, well, how do you do this and do these wellness checks on residents, seize any and all firearms found in the homes, which would be the disarmament, these extreme measures, he added, are needed to prevent the citizenry from starting an insurrection on government authority. But President Trump said, our source said, Trump raised an eyebrow and asked Gaynor, what qualifications does FEMA have to judge infected from non-infected? And Gaynor's response was, grant FEMA control of the CDC. FEMA is on a power trip, ladies and gentlemen. They've been on a power trip. I showed you the documents that were actual PDFs several nights ago where they were granted these powers and they've been spending $4 billion a year that is unaccounted for. It's given to them, but they don't account for it back. And they're allowed to do it. The government signed off, Congress signed off, FEMA allowed to do this with nobody knowing. And it's because of guillotines, this acid, these guns, to be able to buy these things and not be able to link it to them. Even all of us knowing, say every American knew and seen that article where FEMA bought the 5,000 guns. We get video footage of them doing it. You still can't prove that they bought them because there's no receipt. There's no anything. There's no proof. He alleged hundreds or thousands in the U.S. might be already infected. Our source said. Do you see this, guys? This is why it's like I said, it will be days. The next 10 days are going to be vital to us. We're going to see how the United States is going to handle it from here on out. Because, right, they're telling us, what are they telling us? They're telling us, yes, it's coming. So let's see how they handle it from here, guys. This is how we're going to find out how the government wants to do us. We will find out. We all have, to pay attention to how they're going to handle this. Because I think it is disarmament. Why did they hire the disarmament officers? It wasn't Virginia. Nope, it wasn't for Virginia. We were looking at Virginia, and what happened? A biological weapon was released. Now we're looking at a biological weapon released, just like Virginia was. They already had it planned what they're going to show us here and then do over here. So they're doing something right now. What are they doing? Does anybody know a channel or anybody that has any idea of what's happening while we're looking at this coronavirus? There's been channels get thousands of subscribers. There's been people getting groundbreaking information. China sending videos of the coronavirus. But what are they doing while we're all looking at the coronavirus? What is it? Does anyone know? Out of all the people watching right now, who knows what's happening right now?
I know what's happening.
What are they
They're
looking
killing people.
We're all from the
using the
community.
virus as an excuse.
Why are they?
Tons of people are dying right
we're all
now,
looking at
and nobody
coronavirus.
knows.
Something's going on. I can promise you that.
Being killed by
What is
FEMA.
it? They are Jacob. Yes, it's Jacobinism.
Just like when they threw them in the ocean, like
Nah,
sardines
they are,
in a welded shut can.
I want to see what you guys say. I want to see if anybody has any inside information, because I really don't think none of us do. During the Boston suspect hunt, they really made me see what the government is capable of. Oh yeah, and how they locked down the whole city, said no one can go in or out of Boston till we find this guy that did nothing. He was probably just an actor on the crew. Like, look, I don't want to be involved. Y'all was just supposed to pay me $350 to show up what my hair did. And then they're like, nah, he's going to die today. We're going to make him be the one to go down for this. Rhonda, like I said, Joshua 9-1. Coronavirus is the distraction, yes. Can I call in? Yeah, you can call in. Kyle, I have info. Can I call in? Yes, you can. What's happening right now? I can tell you this. They're trying to they try to blame Trump for it. That's what they're doing now. Oh, this is happening, and I could tell you we're the ones who launched a biological weapon. And if we're not, then we were the ones that say, okay, go ahead, China. We need this to go off now. But what's happening right now? I think that a war is about to happen. Remember, I told you yesterday, if the missiles don't stop from the Gaza Strip, Benjamin Netanyahu said it's all-out war. He said, I don't care. If the missiles don't stop, 90 missiles came and they shot them down. But yeah, you can call in. It's 513-393. That's a number pad. Dang. All right. I 513-393-8868. Call on in and let's see. Oh, my bad. That's not. It's one too many eights. It's 8868. We can do this again. Gosh. Oh yeah, we like hearing from Patreon politics. What do you got? We need to hear it. We need to hear it. Hold on, I need to look at these in case somebody said something. Yes, we are the ones. Israel war. Yep. I think that could be what it is. Some more. Well, another Noah high law getting passed. I mean, I don't know. We can't depend on anybody. Definitely can't depend on anybody in the government. Definitely can't lean on some man named Trump to save us all. It's not going to happen. Can't depend on the Satanists on the left, that's for sure. It's even worse of a bet. But what are they doing? Is it even our government that's making the moves? Because I don't think it is. I think somebody higher up has made some moves. I think they're making moves right now. There's a reason Bill Gates is out in the middle of the ocean, you guys. All right? He's a billionaire. Why is he out in the middle of the ocean on a hydrogen gas yacht? I mean, it's very nice. Very nice. There's a reason he's out there. He knows. Why do we not know? Why did Elon Musk, why was it a must that Musk, Bezos, and everybody launched these satellites? Are they in a low Earth orbit to leave the planet? Where are they at? Where's their location? Do we know where these people are? Jesus Christ is our only Savior. Why don't that's what I think is so telling about this. I think there are hundreds of us, thousands of us that know something else is happening right now and we don't know what it is. Hydrogen gas yacht? Wow. Yep. Here, I can pull it up. So I showed you how they were going to propose the law. They martial law, like from the Celestial Report. She said that that's been in place. Anybody sick in your congregation, to hold them there. It's going to be the same thing, and we're going to see this implemented. A war of Gog and Magog is not till the thousand-year reign is over. Read Revelation 27:10. Daughter of Babylon is what is coming. I don't know. The Gog Magog war, I can tell you this. It's on the verge of happening right now. I think Damascus being a ruinous heap is going to happen before that does. And Isaiah 17, I believe that's going to happen first. And the missiles that are coming from the Gaza Strip, when Israel launches back, if that's now or a year from now or whenever that's going to go down, that's where they keep the arsenal. That's why it's going to be a ruinous heap, because all of the radiation from the explosion. And it's not going to be a nuclear bomb. It doesn't have to. They have nuclear material. They apparently don't have bombs, but they got the material. And just blowing all that stuff up. And Indians, look at them. They have fringes on the four corners of their clothes. They are Hebrew. And they were sold into slavery. Answer it.
Why didn't it come up when you're on?
I don't know. Hello? Hey. Yeah, I hear you fine. Hold on, let me put you on speaker. All right.
Hello, y'all ready? Hello, everybody. Well, if this will affect you if you have school-aged children. And the minute that I saw this, I thought of you, actually, Kyle, because I know that you have school-aged children. So,
yes.
Section 6, if you can bring this up, Section 6, USC 701, okay? And I'm just going to give you a brief rundown of it. But what it is if your children are in school, because the schools are considered an arm of the government,
they can keep them there?
Exactly. And I'll tell you what, it's to their discrepancy whether they have to return your child. So if they don't think, if they want to vaccinate, let's just say, for instance, if somebody in the school comes down with this, or they say a child in the school comes down with this, okay?
What?
They can vaccinate your children. They can keep your children and hold your children. Now, get this. They they don't have to return the children if they don't see that you're fit to return the children to. This is all in Section 6, USC 701, and it goes down with all of the state of emergencies. So if a governor, for say, even Katrina or radiation or nuclear, any sort of disaster or anything, if it's a state of an emergency, they can keep your children. And I'm going to tell you something. These laws they're put into place, but the institutions, they're already prepared for this. They've got it down to the nutrition. They've got it down to what the children, they've got it down to transportation. They've got it down to everything.
Where they'll sleep, where they'll eat, what we'll feed them, how we'll take care of them.
Exactly, they know all of this information. And specifically in one of the sections, it switches the language from returning the children to the parent to returning the children to the loved ones. Now, I'm hoping that they changed that jargon there, because maybe in the event of a catastrophe, something happened to the parent, then they're trying to find the loved one. But we all know with Hillary's speech of it takes a village to raise a child. They're after the children. They want the children. So I'm telling you, these are the times of tough decisions, you guys. Some of you might be in college and you're almost done with your degrees, and they're going to require you to get a vaccination.
They'll require.
Thinking about this.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear Paul Cottrell today? He said that they made him take a vaccination. They do it to all students that want law degrees, medical degrees. Some campuses.
You know, and the more that I think about this, you know, the more that I think these vaccinations. I was red pilling somebody the other day, and he said, "Well, why are they putting embryos in the Pepsi and the soda pop?" Because he wanted to get on soda pop, and I said, "Well, here's your red pill. You won't drink soda after this." So I showed him, and I made him sign a petition and everything else, because you know you can't red pill with somebody without showing a little proof, and then it's like, and by the way, join the team. You know, ban these products, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, why did they want to do this? Why would anybody even think this up? You know, because this is somebody that is just totally asleep, right? And it's like this, you know, because I've been telling people for a long, long time, and it's like my patience is worn thin. I don't candy coat it anymore. It's like, this is what it is. Frazzle drip, walk away. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things where it's like, I told them, basically, they're doing this because they need a potion to carry out their Luciferian things. And there was a key that you had said that put it all together. These are potions. These vaccinations, these are potions that go in combination and hand in hand with their rituals and all this demonic and Luciferian practice. Now, Shiva,
that's why they praise it
Shiva,
so
right?
much. They praise the vaccination. They stand behind it. They push it. They invest all their money in it.
Yeah.
They're like crazed wolves.
Look what they've got in it. They've got insect DNA. They've got tumors. They've got diseases. They've got all the things that you would put in a modern day potion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or witch's potion or a warlock's potion or any of these Satanists. That's what they would use. And so, you know, they can inject it. We're breathing it. We're drinking it. We're ingesting it. It's so freaking evil.
Yes.
It's like sickening. It's sickening. And so basically this is what we're up against, you know, on another side. Now, you know the goddess Shiva, right?
Yes, CERN.
And you know CERN, and when they did that dance at Shiva and CERN, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now they did the dance of Shiva during the during the Super Bowl halftime.
Yeah.
Now a lot of you think, oh, this isn't. What is she talking about? This doesn't make sense. Well, for those of you that don't know it, most of these sporting events and athletes are Luciferians as well, and these are rituals that they perform, and these dance moves, and these octaves, and these notes that they hit. They're trying to break the eight. They're trying to do certain things with the frequencies and levels and stuff to open up portals and things like that. That's why they all perform inside circles, because it's all demonic and it's all rituals. Well, this year, what they did with this year was they did the dance of Shiva, and so that's the god of destruction. Now, I know some of you think iPet Goat is, iPet Goat 2 is a conspiracy thing, but there's a lot of things that have proven lately in that, which is, and I've gone through IPECO for a lot of years, but it's like things just keep popping up that it's like, okay, so they did the dance of Shiva in IPECO too. And they also, Greta Thunberg, she was in that. The ships, the coronavirus ships, they're in IPECO too. So, I mean, this is, these elites and stuff, they have to put it out for us because they honestly think they will be killed, or the forces of nature will destroy them if they don't at least tell us what they're doing and give us the opportunity to turn away, or basically, you're involved in it. You may not know it. It's involuntarily, but if you turn on the Super Bowl and you're watching it, 3, 2, 1, bam, it starts and you're hypnotized, and the hypnotization begins, and the rituals begin, and here we go. You know what I mean? And so you're sucked into it, and that's why these things are happening to a lot of people, and why we cannot wake them up, because they are just words, these subliminal words that they put into people's subconscious.
The whole English language, if you go back and if you even look at the language you and me are speaking this very moment, you can look at the Latin words and translation of the Greek and how evil the language we are speaking right now is. They even made the language itself no good. And it's
a weapon.
Yes.
It can be.
Yes.
Which is why our First Amendment is so important, and our founders were so wise to make that the very first important thing that needed to be protected was our right to speech, because they knew how powerful the information is, and all of that, and so I just want to say to everybody, if you're afraid, I want to let you know that people out there, there are people out there that we didn't just prep for ourselves, we prepped for others, and we will find you, and we will help you, and we're ready to. So as far as FEMA is concerned and prepared, I want you all to know that there are Americans out there that have been looking at this for 15, 20 years, and we're ready for it too. And so if that gives you any hope, and if that could save anybody from being really, really depressed and down, if you don't have the money to prep whatever, if you're just waking up, don't get desperate. Pray, and we'll find you, because we're looking for you guys. We're looking. We've built communities throughout this nation, people, in case something like this goes down. And so don't despair. Don't do anything stupid or sudden, because there's people that thought ahead, and the Lord blessed enough people, hopefully, that will be spared.
Yes,
I mean, it would be nice to pray that the Lord. I mean, at this point, that the only divine intervention can stop this. I'm praying that as this mutates, maybe it will weaken, and the strain, America might be able to dodge a bullet. But America, we put these laws and with the after birth abortions and things, I mean, during the gun rally, there were 9 lives lost. There were 9 lives lost down the street at 4th Street in Maine. 9 little lives sat waiting for a decision, and that decision was made, and they were killed, and that was right down the street from. And here we're fighting to keep our guns. Does what? Protect the children.
Yep.
So you see, what should Virginia be banning? Guns, or should they be banning abortion? And so this is at a point and I wonder what the people at the gun rally would have done had they known that 9 lives were sitting in the balance that day. If there would have been a turn of events at that rally.
Oh yeah.
But besides that, I mean, it's too late to go back on certain things. But I just wanted to interject these few things. If you have children, you need to really seriously consider. I mean, if they've closed schools beforehand, my gosh, thank goodness. And if the CDC saying, you know what, knock on the school doors, demand closures, what's a few weeks? I mean, if we could shut down this nation for a month, we're all prepped. I mean, most of us. Okay, some of us aren't. But for the most part, if we just calmly shut it down and said, hey, you know what, everybody take a 2-week break. You know what I mean? Just we're going to close it. But we have porous borders, and we have crooked politicians that don't care. And a lot of these elites, just like we're talking about with Bill Gates and his husband Melinda, because that's a man and that's a tranny Baphomet, just so you know, that he's married to. But anyway,
I believe it.
Floating around. Oh yeah, well you can tell by the pictures. I mean, that's the BS Adam Apple.
I never looked at it. I never looked into it.
I mean, he's a looking man too. That ain't even a good news married too. So whatever. These people. But those of you that don't understand, let's just give them a red pill real quick, Kyle. The LGBTQ movement is not about switching your sexes or anything like that. They want to identify both sexes, and they're changing their physical nature to include it at that. So if you're born a man and you're born a woman, then you're getting an extension put on. These are cosmetic things that they so it's not about, I want to be, so I'm going to guarantee you that, Mr. Jenner and Mrs. Jenner is walking around with both parts, because that's what that movement is all about. And that's the kind of crap that they're trying to let into our schools. Can you imagine your child be locked in and locked down for 2 weeks with LGBTQers like that in their school? Could you imagine that? I mean,
he does it mine's not old enough yet to experience that yet, but when he is, they will be. They already are. They have to go to school with these people all the time. They get in trouble for.
Kyle, wake up. You don't think they're old enough? They'll snatch anybody, any age, any time, anywhere. If they can, at this point, they're so desperate. They're so desperate. And they're throwing these LGBTQers out there, basically, they throw things like this at us as shock value. And then when we're not shocked and we're desensitized, that's when they can really roll in. And so you're right about this coronavirus. We need to be a little bit more concerned about just, the world's
what I'm worried about is that when my kids at school, they're going to say 2 kids were infected. They were confirmed today. That's what I'm worried about. And then they're like, well, he can't come because then he'll get you sick. And look, remember, they'll call FEMA to come get them. They'll call the hospital to come get them. The school,
well, that's what I'm saying.
the school won't keep them.
They already have. You won't see them. You won't even know what's going on because
they were removed and quarantined.
They will do whatever they want. And that's right. That's exactly right. They will. You know what it's going to come down to? If they lock down the schools, it's going to come down to parents with guns going and getting their kids. And that's when all hell's going to break nation, if that's what happens. And that's what they're intending to. I'm going to tell you another thing. The white vans, any suspicious white vans that you see out and about right now around, I'll tell you what, stay away from them or keep a careful eye on them, whatever, because these are the types of individuals that are going to be taking advantage of people in situations like this because they're going to be in hazmat suits. These vans they're harvesting people's organs. They're doing horrible things to people in these vans, and they've got these vans so wired up and so insulated that you can go inside and you can pound and scream as loud and hard as you want, and nobody can hear you.
Wow.
They found these vans that are covered in sheet metal because they're being sprayed out easily, but then there's claw marks on the top of these vans from victims trying to get out. I'm telling you, it's a real thing. And these white vans and these different vans have ingratiated themselves in parts of America that in the event of a disaster, they just fall into line. So you got to be real careful of things like that. Any suspicious things like that. But if you can bug out for a couple of weeks, by God, do it. Do it, and just do it, because something is going on here, and there have been people in higher government that have been given certain codes, and there are people that are they're gone already, and you're exactly spot on with that too, Kyle. They're gone. They're in their bunkers. They're in their skivs, and they don't give 2 shits about you.
Yeah.
Me, but this whole their evil deeds. They're down there doing what the hell ever they want to with little kids and everybody that they abducted and You think everything just stopped because they got Epstein?
Yeah, I know.
They threw Epstein at us, and that was going to render justice for the tons of victims of Haiti and everything else. Do you think that? And by the way, people, I'm going to let you know something. These people trying to get into America right now, they're out for blood and revenge. Okay, so they're going to leave us here at the top, on the surface and stuff. Well, they've got their little breakaway societies, and I'm telling you, the Haitians want revenge for what the Clintons did in Haiti and everything else. Now, Trump's been going around the world trying to repair this damage. But I'll tell you, when people come across this border, they don't want jobs.
Not even that. It's just like they just want everybody, all countries, all nations, creeds, and colors. The devil is manifesting inside of people. There's only good and evil. It's not, oh, they want payback and they're happy. No, the devil's inside of them, or they're God-fearing people. It's just you're either good or you're evil. There is no in between. And people think that, because Bill Gates is a great person. He donates to all kinds of stuff. This, and that. If he wasn't a believer of science, there's many people think he's great. He is the devil's minion. And
there's just people just waiting for just anarchy. Any excuse to just anarchy. They don't have a job or their life sucks or they want to burn these followers.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean? But they're radical. And one little tiny thing, and then they can go berserk. InfoWars the other day, a guy came up out of Bernie's supporters and he just co-cocked a guy, split his head right open. One of the InfoWars.
Yeah, I know. I seen it.
What I'm saying though is, there's always when we're at these rallies and stuff.
It's because lawlessness will abound, for the hearts of men to turn cold.
There's always the rattle with Pastor. There's always the teasing and the fun play back and forth, like any kid in the park play, whatever. But I'm telling you, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty where these people are starting to polarize, and a lot of people, I've actually waited for months. I should have a long time ago, but I've been waiting down here trying to let people know and wake people up. This city, I'm telling you, Phoenix, it's changed. It's changed. Now, they did some sort of a big old ice sweep down here a couple days ago, and right around the time that Trump did his rally. But so the streets are clear, but I'm telling you, when
you're in a bad spot. You're in a bad spot. You're in a bad spot in Arizona. West Coast is a bad spot, period. This is what you need to do. I just feel like you sound real stressed, and yesterday you even said it's just a lot on you. Look, you have done a lot. I can tell you speak to people. You need to focus on the Lord. You need to just lay it down. It's in God's hands. You did everything you can. Okay? This next week, I'm telling you, yourself, this next week, they are going to declare emergencies. Then it will be national.
We don't have a week. We don't have a week because I'm telling you, we've got about, I think, I'm planning to pull out Friday morning, and I'm telling you, I think I might have the city locked off by then. So I'm kind of considering taking Wednesday. I've just got to finish up some last minute stuff to do in my shop, and I'm done. Because I'm telling you, a couple of years ago, there was no psyops, no flyovers, no helicopters, no nothing. Then 2 summers ago it started, and it's never stopped. The city's never going to be the same. And I'm going to tell you nothing, Kyle, and I was thinking about this. Now, 5G, they've rolled out 5G here in Arizona. You can hear it. You can hear it constantly in your ears. I have a question. You ready?
Yeah.
If they've been acclimating us to these 5Gs and these higher Gs, because 6G's out, 7G's about to roll out. Just so you guys know, 5G's just tip the iceberg.
Yeah, it's exactly
right. They're already good because they've already pretty much 5G is pretty much obsolete at this point. They're going to 60 and 70 at this point. 80,
it is.
As a matter of fact. The higher these frequencies go to acclimate us, to get us used to these frequencies, to see how much they can push us to the point where, with Hitler, he was killing them, the Jews with it. But what I'm saying is when you try and leave an area that is heavily 5G, are you going to have problems then trying to decompress from all of it?
Oh, yeah, you do. You do, actually. I left from Fort Myers, Florida, and I live in the mountains now. I left from Fort Myers, Florida. I live in the mountains.
I won't have to deal with it.
And in Tennessee here, we had a very hard time transitioning. Now the first couple nights, I mean, you could feel it. At first, I thought it was the pressure, and then I had a severe headache came. It's like you go through withdrawals. I'm telling you, there's something inside of the radiation. It's got toxic aura in it. It's like the nanoparticles that are traveling through us all the time. I'm still getting it now, just not like I used to. But we can feel it way more. It's like I'm more sensitive to it out here because.
Well, they're definitely using it at the border to control like crowds at the border. Because when you've been able to feel it, when the nights that they've used it, you can feel it. You know, like you can feel it. You feel like you're gonna go insane.
Well, they can turn it up too. They can turn it. Yes, they can increase the pulses. They can lower the pulses. Look, this is what I want to show you right here. This is what we were talking about yesterday, and I think.
Have you seen water versus frequency experiments?
Oh yeah, that's what the Holy Spirit is the highest frequency, and then you got all the frequencies. Is what they're pushing is the same frequency. They want us to be in tune with the devil. They want us on their frequency. That's how they convert. Look, the government, everybody thinks, oh, they just want us to be free, do what thou will, and this and that. Well, yeah, don't you understand? That's how you they're converting you to their religion. And people don't see that. People don't see that. They think.
This world to them, because once they become transhumans, they don't need the oxygen. They don't need the carbon. You know, they're trying to get rid of carbon and all this. We're carbon.
Yeah,
you know,
they really. It's.
Come on. Carbon is bad. We're carbon.
Yes.
We have people, they're making this world accommodating to them because with their little transistors and radio parts and everything. This is they want. People ask, what do they want with us? They want what we've got. We've got eternal life through Jesus Christ. That's what we've got, and they've got to build pyramids. They've got to go down 30 feet into a city. They got to sit in tombs. They got to go in raw graves. They got to eat corpses. They got to do things with corpses like necrophilia. They got to perform all these sickening acts because they think that that's going to get them eternal salvation, and they're so blind to it. And so they know that part of their plan is to bring us with them, because they bring souls to the devil, then they get rewarded in this life. They're rewarded now. They get theirs now. It even says that God told us this. The reason why I think they're using the radiation is because we're consumed with all this, the brew, the witch's brew, the potion, what they have us consuming all the time. But it says right here, as we know, a physical brain functioning at 12 to 14 cycles is a brain that is consistently under agitation. And cannot therefore become perceptive of a cycle or any frequency that's happening. Basically, what's happening is they keep us agitated all the time. That's why, the left is all freaked out. Like the guy that punched a dude, split his head open. Okay, and then you've got like the other radicals on the right. They're all like, no, this and that. They're always agitated. The same thing with the lefts, far lefts, and even me. Like you hear me on here ranting all the time. You can hear the agitation in my voice, and what it is from this just remote brain waves. My brain waves are being lowered from the frequency that is continually pulsing from the emission of the radioactive frequency from the EMF that's coming from my router. Control over the frequencies that we're receiving through our phones. You know that, don't you?
All day, from our phones, from our. Look, but remember, even your radios did it back then. It's just stronger now.
Oh, yeah.
The radios did it back then. The TV was the first one. I like what Richie from Boston said. He did show patents on that like 5 years ago, okay? Now, the TV is the same way. It shoots radiation into all of our brains, and it does what you were just saying a second ago. Oh, they are hypnotized by the Super Bowl. We're hypnotized by every square tube screen, because they have designed us and programmed us that way. It's like Hitler did.
Yeah, they count you down, and then boom, boom, boom. You're in the zone.
And they can pulse
You
it.
know, and there's trigger words that words that they've got to be putting out to some of these fanatics.
But did you know you could pay more for a commercial to have it amped up? Not just the volume, you can have color a certain way. I think that's why they have commercials. I think the commercials are the pulsing. Okay, so like when you're watching something and an ad pops up.
They tried to make that illegal.
Oh, I know.
They tried to make that illegal, and they didn't succeed because the commercials they found were doing that. We're fixing their frequencies to come in louder during programming. And that's what it is. Programming.
Yes.
Programming.
Yeah.
Keyword there, guys.
They call it programming. Everything is called what it is. They tell us what it is.
So if you don't turn off your TV, you're never going to fully wake up. You got to turn off your TV. The first time I turned off my TV, I thought, oh, I'm going to miss my old shows. I'll tell you what, 3 years later, I don't miss a thing. Now, I turned on my TV just the other day because I wanted to see what the news was reporting locally here on the Trump rally, which was disgrace. It was a disgrace how the media did locally.
You can't watch that. You can't watch it. You can't watch it.
I couldn't watch it. It was so weird, negative, and then my eyes literally hurt from the Blu-rays because when you're not used to those Blu-rays hitting your eyes all the time, you know, like when you're awake to it. But I was like, God, I'm getting like kind of like just irritable and then like and everything else. But I don't want to keep you too long. I just wanted to report with other people in the chat that have young kids. These are the times of tough decisions. And you might want to go ahead and when my kids were little, I was a very active parent. I was there at the school all the time with my girls. I was there. I would raise my kids so much differently. Thank God that I have a child that's in college. And it's like, oh my gosh, they might rush you in, to finish her degree. These are times that we're going to have to make these tough choices, and we're not everybody is supposed to wake up right now, because I'll tell you, there are some people that if they woke up right now mentally they couldn't handle it and they might commit suicide. And so because there are just some people that don't have mental capacity to understand the Luciferian aspect of this, the occult aspect, the fact that they're eating children, the fact that they're eating people, the fact that they're organs.
They've been doing it too.
It would shock them. And they would lose all sense of their marbles.
If you just listen to rap songs, if people would just look, if just half of the community, just one portion would just listen to the actual rap songs that are being produced. Puff Daddy, you guys, Combs, what's his name? John Combs, P. Diddy. All right. He's responsible for all of them. You know that, right? Almost. Look, Tupac, Biggie. There's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, Whitney Houston, he called shots on that. There's a channel that has all the proof on that. So I started looking into it.
Worldwide spread of the new virus. The U.S. has been implementing an aggressive...
To Mr. Benjamin Hayes. Thank you. You may begin.
This is how they're going to talk
Thank
to
you,
us.
Brittany. And thank you all for joining us for today's update on CDC's COVID-19 response. We're joined today by Dr. Nancy Messonnier, Director of CDC's National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases, who will give opening remarks before taking your questions. I will now turn the call over to Dr. Messonnier.
Good morning, and thank you all for joining us. The global novel coronavirus situation is rapidly evolving and expanding. There's been a lot of news coverage about community spread in a few countries since the last time we talked. This means that cases of COVID-19 are appearing without known source of exposure. Locations with reported community spread now include Hong Kong.
Unknown sources of exposure. How does this keep happening? Where the heck are we getting these? Where's the exposure coming from? They can't link it to a person to person. Are they too scared to tell us that it's person to person? What are they not telling us? Is it being released through nanotech? I'm telling you guys, this is our next 9/11 event. And this, just like with 9/11, it was planned. It's not something that just happened. It's not something that happened with Bush wrote on a notepad when he was taking a dump. No, they planned this for years. This has been in the making. All right, the timing of when this was launched, the timeline is all messed up. China even knew. The president of China even knew. He's out there in his freaking mask. Look, no public officials have ever been sick from this. Not that I know of so far. Just doctors and high-ranking, controllers.
Welcome,
This
and
is
thank
all
you
we
for
see.
standing by.
Oh,
At
come
this
on,
time,
man.
all participants are on listen-only mode until our question and answer session. At that time, if you would like to ask a question, please press star then 1. Please be advised that today's conference is being recorded. If you have any objections,
Lady, we done heard that. Every time you
welcome,
hit.
and thank you for standing by. At this time, all participants are on listen-only mode until our question and answer session. At that time, if you would like to ask a question, please press star then 1. Please be advised that today's conference is being recorded. If you have any objections, you may disconnect at this time. And now I would like to turn the meeting over to Mr. Benjamin Hayes. Thank you. You may begin.
Thank you.